Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. I am one of your hosts, Memo, and right beside me, I've got Hoops. How are you doing?
What's going on, man? I will say there is a lot going on in my mind right now, which I'm sure you can relate because we just witnessed a bombshell, super unexpected blockbuster NBA trade between two superstars. Um, Obviously mainly centered on Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis. Um, Before we go dive deep into the trade details, I just want to say my initial reaction when I saw that first tweet is this can't be real, is it? I mean, like, you mean to tell me? I thought it was shocking from both sides. One, obviously, Avs trading Luka, like, why would they do that? I mean, you're literally your franchise player, still really young, arguably number two or number three best player in the league right now, and they traded him. And then from the Lakers side, obviously AD has been doing really great this season and last season, and having a legendary defensive performances. And then you think probably he was going to be in the Lakers' long-term plans for a long time, and little do we know this trade somehow ended up happening. And I'm a bit torn for sure, or very torn, I guess, because like one side of it is like I'm excited. We got Luka. He's one of the most exciting young players in the league. Always been a fan of his, and he's really fun to watch. Another side of it is we lost AD, who is one of the premier players in the league. I mean, say what you want about his injuries and whatnot. The last 2 years, he has been a lot more healthy and available. And of course, those 1920 season memories when we won a championship will never be forgotten. So, shout out AD for his time here, and I am glad we won a championship during his time here. So, I guess if anything, the championship makes the sting a little bit less, but as mentioned, a lot on my mind. But I said a lot just now, and I didn't really give Memo an opportunity to give his thoughts. So without further ado, let me hand the mic over to Memo. What were your initial thoughts when you saw this trade go down?
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, you just went right into it because this is insane. This is honestly insane. I could not believe it when I saw the notification on my phone that Anthony Davis is going to be a Maverick, and we're getting Luka Doncic, which is crazy. I feel like we should go over the exact details so everybody is like on the same page and knows what we're talking about. Because if you didn't know, according to Shams, it says the Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, who I'm not a big fan of, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, who's been having a decent season, and a 2029 first-round pick. Sources tell ESPN it's a 3-team deal that includes Utah, and yeah, this is insane. Like, as soon as I like accepted my reality, or the reality that's going on right now, I went downstairs and told my little sister about it, because we like joke around about Anthony Davis because we have a cousin that doesn't have a unibrow but is like very close to a unibrow, so we kind of call her Anthony Davis at times. So I'm like, Anthony Davis, she got traded. Our cousin got traded. So that was the first thing I did. I was freaking out because like this is insane. That, you know, we were in rumors about trading for Jonas Valanciunas. We were thinking about trading for Vucevic. We just got Luka Doncic. That's crazy. As you said, when healthy, he is like a top 3 player in the league. He just took the Mavericks to the finals with Kyrie Irving and a bunch of bums. No offense, but like, compared to that Boston team, like that team, the Mavs shouldn't have been there. I was counting them out the whole time. If you guys remembered, I thought they were gonna lose to OKC. I thought they were gonna lose to who else did they play? I thought they would beat the Clippers. Who else did they play? Western Conference
Um,
Finals.
the Mavs they beat the Clippers under Timberwolves in the Western
Timberwolves.
Conference
I thought the
Finals.
Timberwolves were gonna beat them too, but Luka Magic came through every single time, and now he's a Laker, which is insane. I think you said he was one of your favorite players. He's definitely one of my favorite players in the league right now. I think he is such an exciting player to watch. Even though he's not the most athletic, his passes, his clutchness, his shooting performances at times is insane. The man has a 73-point game under his belt, multiple triple doubles. This is insane. This is insane. I think we should talk about it for both sides. We should talk about this fit for the Lakers and then the Mavs. So I'll go with you. How do you feel having Luka Doncic on the team and no longer having the defensive presence of Anthony Davis? I know this like just happened less than an hour ago, so maybe it's hard to process all this all at once. But at the moment, how do you feel?
Yeah, as you mentioned, it is a lot to process and a lot of mixed reactions for sure. Um, Overall, I will say it is pretty exciting. I mean, we get Luka Doncic, who, as mentioned, arguably top three, maybe even top two player in the league right now. And yeah, I think it'll be very exciting to see him and LeBron. Who knows how many years they'll be playing? I mean, hopefully LeBron plays like at least one or two more seasons after this year. So that way don't only get like half a season of LeBron and Luka. That would be too short. Which I feel like probably he'll play like at least one or two more years, but we'll see. Um, Anyhow, I think that bringing Luca in adds like the excitement and the obviously really good shooting and playmaking ability. At the same time, obviously, we lose AD's defensive presence, and that will definitely be tough for sure. Um, Especially because like obviously Lakers obviously granted we have had different head coaches throughout the last 5 years, but like the defensive identity has been a very big part of the Lakers blueprint. And now we lose our best defensive player. And for the most part, the guys that we got in the package are not like known defensive players. Um, so that losing AD for sure is going to hurt in the defensive end. And not only that, of course, losing Max is also a loss because like Max was pretty solid on defense also. A lot of times playing against other teams like Steph, and like Steph, KD, Giannis, so forth, Max would be the guy that would guard the best player on the opposing team because he's known as a good defender. At this moment, that's where like there's more question marks on matchups. I mean, like Vandal very well might be like the best defensive player on the team right now. But then, of course, he also has the lack of availability, and he's barely coming back from injury recently. So right now, I am just a little bit unsure about how things are gonna come up on the defensive end. But aside from that, I think on at least like the offensive end, it's gonna be definitely, or in general, it's definitely gonna be exciting seeing LeBron and Luca have their connection for sure. So per usual, the pros and the cons in a blockbuster trade like this.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious about the the joining forces of Luca and LeBron because they play very similarly. Like they both need the ball in their hands a lot. They, you know, we compare Luka to LeBron all the time. The way that they just drive in, they look for open players all the time. They score when needed. And now we have two players like that, which is the fit. I'm not sure how well it'll fit. Like we kind of tried this with Westbrook, right? Westbrook is a guy that needed the ball in his hands a lot. Not much of a shooter though, but so that's a key difference between him and Luka. Luka could at least spread the floor, but when Westbrook and LeBron were together, that was a disaster, So that has me worried a bit. And the bigs, our only like center really is Jackson Hayes. That's a weak center now. Like that's weak. Like I feel like our perimeter defense is good now if Vando stays healthy. We also have Dorian Finney-Smith as well that can help a lot defensively. But in the interior defense is abysmal. We got Jackson Hayes instead of Anthony Davis. Like we were trying to get another big on our team, and now we lost our best big, and we're looking more. What's the word? Like it's a weaker position for us at the moment. Christian Wood is still out. I I don't know who else. Like I know we got that one guy from the Raptors. I think he also plays for the G League.
Christian Coloco.
He might be getting more minutes now. Kleber, I guess, will be getting more minutes, but he's not known for being a defensive force, not a shot blocker really. So interior defense, I think we're gonna suck at. Perimeter defense, if we're healthy, we should be fine. And offensively, Luka's got to take charge. I think this has to be like the passing of the torch here, where LeBron just accepts that it is Luka's team, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure that's what he wants. But it's interesting, like just getting rid of Anthony Davis for Luka, even though I feel like Luka and Anthony Davis together. Oh, that would have been a nasty team. I know, like we can't trade LeBron. I know that's not the cool move to do, but Luka and Anthony Davis together would have been crazy. It would have been a crazy link up. But yeah, that's kind of my first thoughts at the moment. How I'm feeling right now for the Lakers, because I've been notoriously like glazing Anthony Davis on this podcast. I think he's a top 10 player. I think he's better than LeBron right now. I'm just a big fan of Anthony Davis, so it really sucks to see him go, especially with him helping get us that chip in 2020. Who he probably debatably deserved the Finals MVP over LeBron. I know there's a lot of debate over that one, but he had special moments during that run. So I'm gonna miss him a lot. I'm planning on buying his jersey like as soon as possible, as soon as I notice that it's on sale, because like he's so cool. He was one of my favorite players before being a Laker. So him joining the Lakers and experience that and experience him win a chip with LeBron in 2020 was a very special and cool moment to witness. So I am very, very sad that he has to go and that we're trading him. We're doing him dirty. I guess Rob didn't like the video of him asking for a center. Instead, we're doubling down and saying no more centers. We're riding with Jackson Hayes now.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Very worried about that position. The Lakers have to make another move before the deadline. They have to get a center now, like a real center. Don't know how we're gonna do that. Who else is gonna be in the chopping block? I know Rui is definitely someone that Lakers fans kind of want to get rid of. Are we gonna finally get rid of Austin Reeves for a center, since we're kind of more desperate now than before? We'll see. I hope not. I like Austin Reeves.
I hope not.
But like that position right now is very, very weak. And the timetable with Luka is very interesting too. Like we just went over an article right now saying that he should be back right before All Star Weekend. I hope that's the case, but part of me feels like maybe this is like a dirty move by Mark Cuban. Like, this is all conspiracy at the moment. But maybe they're not telling us something that we should know. Maybe Luka's timetable is a lot worse than that. Maybe he's out for the rest of the season, or for for a long time. That's why they're trading their star. Because right now we could transition to the Dallas Mavericks side of things. Because right now I do not understand why they would get rid of their franchise player, a player they technically didn't draft, but like they traded to draft him, a player that a lot of people were saying that he has the biggest probability of surpassing Dirk all time as the best Mavericks of all time, which would have been like a crazy accomplishment if Luka was able to do that, because Dirk is a legend, possibly the best European of all time, and you're trading the guy. He just took your team to the finals with Kyrie Irving and a bunch of scrubs, and you're gonna get rid of him? That's crazy. That's crazy. He's accomplished a lot within his young career. I know he's injured right now, but still, like, he's a multiple time All Star, multiple time All NBA player. He, I really don't get it. I'll pass it to you. What are your thoughts on the Mavericks side of things? Why do you think they decided to let go of Luka?
Yeah, I'm also absolutely speechless because I think that it's total nonsense that they traded up their franchise guy that was meant to be with them probably at least like 15, 20 years, you would assume. And just like that, they traded him. It's crazy. And yeah, I think it was definitely crazy that the Lakers and Mavs made a move together. Obviously, because we know like Mark Cuban hates the Lakers. He's jealous of the Lakers' history. You name it. And here he is giving us his like franchise guy. And yeah, hopefully that is not the case where he is having like a very dirty secret he's hiding, and then Luca is out like longer than expected. But I guess we will find out after time. And I actually saw a tweet earlier. It was a quote from Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, and he was talking about making the trade. And this is what he said, okay? Mavericks GM Nico Harrison on trading Luka Doncic. I believe that defense wins championships. That's all. Like,
That's crazy.
that's like what? Like you're really gonna throw Luka under
That's
the bus like
it.
that?
Surround him with defensive guys. Then why are you
Yeah,
pairing him with Kyrie Irving when you should be getting a player like Derek White? Like,
yeah.
like that. Luca
But
is a generational talent. You can't find Luca in like every day, or like in every draft. Like, he is a once in a lifetime player, and you're getting rid of him because he can't play defense. Find someone to play defense for him. That's what a lot of teams do. Stephen Curry's not known for his defense. He's not like a scrub, but he's not known for his defense. So they had like Andre Iguodala taking the toughest assignments. Nikola Jokic, not known for his defense. He's not a scrub either. But they had Aaron Gordon taking the toughest assignments. That's what the Mavericks should be doing. You should be building around Luka. You're trading him because he can't play defense. That's lazy on your part.
yeah, I feel like that's not a good enough excuse, honestly. Like you mean to tell me you're really gonna use the defense line to say that's the reason why you made this trade? I don't believe that is the reason. It might be a reason, but not the. I don't think that's the reason why he was traded. But while we're at it, I saw a few more other tweets that I think are worthy of being mentioned. So I'm gonna get right on that. as just a reminder, this is a little bit of our live reactions at this moment. So we are completely improvising. None of our like agenda was planned. So all right. First tweet I see Dave McManaman wrote LeBron James learned of the Davis Doncic trade after the Knicks game when it was broke while he was out to dinner with his family. Sources close to James told ESPN. James was surprised by the news, is processing it, and had no idea it was in the works, sources said. So that's crazy. Apparently, the Lakers franchise player had no idea about this.
The
So he had no
GM,
say in the room.
the GM
Yeah.
did not have a say in this. That's interesting.
I really wonder what his actual reaction would have been though. Like because I know he loves both guys. Really close as AD, also loves Luka. I don't know what he would have done. But I feel like probably as as shocking as this may sound, that he didn't know about it, maybe it is a good thing. Cause imagine if he did have a say in it, and then the trade went down. Could you imagine like LeBron and AD's relationship after that? It might be ruined because like AD finding out that you really were responsible for me getting traded. Like that's like betrayal right there. So
I wouldn't be surprised if
even though it
did it though. I'm sure he'd trade Bronny
maybe
for Nikola Jokic to play with him. To be honest,
yeah. Yeah, so who knows? That could have been a total lie. But another tweet I just saw it was regarding like potential contract extension talks because Luka was supposed to be in line for like a supermax, I think, in the coming off season, and he would have been eligible to receive a 5-year, 345 million contract this coming summer. Is on the Lakers, it says that Luka is no longer Supermax eligible. So that's gonna be a little bit interesting too.
yeah,
Um,
they're messing with his money. That's crazy.
that is very messed up, honestly.
Dude, Mark
I mean,
Cuban's rich as
look,
hell though. Like, dude, like take some out of your own pockets if you have to. Keep the man that's supposed to revitalize your sorry ass franchise. God damn.
yeah, it's totally crazy. So much reaction from around the league as we hear this. Honestly, um, and this is more like okay, not necessarily like a news tweet or anything, but I guess like potential Lakers starting five. I saw a post. And the starting five potential was Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. So I think that the weak link clearly, as we mentioned, would be Jackson Hayes as center. Unfortunately, I will say this though, something interesting that we haven't mentioned yet is Luka and Dorian Finney-Smith reunited because they were teammates in Dallas and now they're teammates again. So that's kind of cool.
Was Vando at one
Another thing,
point a Mav or no? Am I wrong?
he wasn't. No,
No?
he
Okay.
was drafted by the Nuggets, and then he was on the Timberwolves, and then he was traded to the
The
Jazz briefly in
Timberwolves.
Patrick Beverly, and then he was on the Lakers.
Okay,
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But another thing about this trade is the return of Markieff Morris to the Lakers. Um, he had some good moments on the Lakers back during 2020, 2021. So
That's true.
shout out
That's true.
Markieff Morris. Even though he doesn't really play a lot now, but good locker room presence. Unfortunately, no longer with AD this time, but um, yeah, this is definitely a whirlwind of like reactions going on in the mind right now.
Oh yeah, there's like a lot of players reacted to this. A lot of players are asking if Shams is hacked. Alex Caruso said this. Tyrese Halliburton says this. A lot of Huz from Tyrese Maxey, Josh Hart, even Sexy Red. You know Sexy Red, right? Right.
Yeah, I'm saying.
She just tweeted, "Luca's going where?" She's all confused too. I
Yeah,
guess she's a Mavs fan.
there's some funny tweets like that. Joel Embiid, I think he had like a what?
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, April Fools, right?
A
um,
little too early. A little too
not
early. It's,
yeah, not NBA, but Patrick Mahomes, who is a Mavericks fan, wrote, "Wait, what?"
oh, but let's
So
stay on
yeah,
the Mavericks for a second, though, okay? Because I feel like we kind of glossed over them right now. But like their team now looking forward, they have Kyrie Irving, they have Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford. On paper, that's pretty decent. That's a decent team. Now looking at it on paper, um, I forgot what's their seating at the moment. I don't think they're. Are they a play-in team at the moment?
I think I think they might be six, but I don't know if it changed today.
I feel like they will
But
be a top six team with this lineup. Um,
oh yeah, they dropped. The Mavs are the eighth seed right now, so they are in the play-in currently.
okay, so I think in a way for this season specifically, it's an improvement because right now Luka's not playing; he's out. So with the addition of Anthony Davis helping them on the defensive end and offense, uh, it helps. It helps them, but I don't think they're gonna be title contenders as if they might have been if Luka was healthy. If Luka was healthy, there was a good chance that this Mavs team could have been title contenders, or could have gone to the finals run, had a finals run again, this season. I don't know if that'll happen. Like, how much do you trust Kyrie Irving in the playoffs? He's been streaky. He's been streaky as of late, even though he's been having a good season. He's been streaky. Um, Anthony Davis would have to be the number one guy once again, like he was for the Pelicans. So I don't know. How much faith do you have in this lineup? Do you think this is a lineup that could go to the championship, or are you concerned now for the Mavs? What do you think?
Um, I think it's a decent lineup in terms of they'll be a decent seed. They should make the playoffs and they should win a good amount of games. Do I think that they're gonna be like a championship caliber, like possible return to the finals type team? I don't know about that, honestly. I feel like that one would probably be a long shot. Granted, like obviously this season alone, Mavericks took a step back, unshockingly, because we all thought that was a very lucky and a little bit of a fluky run to the finals last year. Um, Obviously we all know AD is a really great player and he gets the job done on both sides of the floor. I guess the question is like how does his leadership compare to Luka's leadership? And that part I'm just not 100% sure because obviously we have seen AD as the clear-cut leader of the team when he was in New Orleans. Um and then at times on the Lakers we have seen him like be the number one option on the team. I guess it's just a matter of like AD transitioning back to now he is the clear cut number one option again. And then he is the clear cut leader of the team once again. How will he be able to handle that? I guess we'll have to see first. But I guess point blank to answer the question on if I think the Mavs can be a like championship contender, at the very moment I'm gonna say I don't know if they'll go very far, but I think that they should probably at least make like the second round. That would be
Yeah,
what I would think, honestly.
I feel like this is a solution for a short term problem, but it like ruins their long term for sure. Like I guess they might have been a little worried, with the Luca situation, him being um injured. You just said that they were nervous about his defensive abilities. I'm just looking at a tweet now that says that the Mavs had major concerns about moving forward with Luka Doncic due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another supermax contract extension this summer. So they're afraid of like his health, his weight as well. Based off of that tweet, but like this is something you're supposed to work on long term because again he is a one of a kind player and you're just trading him because you don't have the staff to help condition the man. You don't have the ability to go get a defensive guy. Like what are we doing here? Like yeah, Anthony Davis will definitely help right now. They'll make the playoffs. But that's not the goal. The goal is not just to make the playoffs. The goal is to win a chip in this league. And you lost your like best opportunity to do that by getting rid of a guy who, mind you, took your team to the finals without playing any defense with his chubby ass you know, posting up like Tatum, Brown in the finals. Yeah, he's not conditioning. Yeah, he's not playing defense. Yeah, he still took your sorry ass franchise to the finals. And you're just gonna get rid of him because you're too cheap to pay the man. You're too cheap to help condition Luka. You're too cheap to go get a defensive stopper. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like I'm mad for the Mavs fans. I'm happy that Luka is gonna be with my Los Angeles Lakers. I'll take it. Thank you, Mark Cuban. I thought you hated the Lakers, but apparently you hate the Mavs even more because goddamn, you just spat on a bunch of your fans' faces right now by getting rid of your franchise player for Anthony Davis, who is great. I love him, but he's aging. He's in his 30s. Luka is just starting to get into his prime, and you're gonna get rid of him. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it is very crazy, and yeah, I'm seeing a few more tweets that are definitely worthy of being mentioned. Um, Let me start, okay? So first tweet I see is a resurface of a tweet from LeBron in on May 16th, 2022, where he wrote, "Luka, he's my favorite player." So wish granted, I guess. um, Another thing I saw, unfortunately not as positive news, um, says credible sources tell me that AD was caught completely off guard by this trade. He feels betrayed. I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him
I don't know where
either,
the source
dude.
comes from. I don't know where the source comes from, but I believe it. And he should, honestly. Um, and then another source I see was this one is a good one for the Mavs sake. It says Anthony Davis will waive his trade kicker, whatever that means, to help the Mavs cap space situation. Already a team player. So shout out AD for already trying to help his new team's future. Um, yeah, those were just some. Oh, okay. One more thing. There was a resurface of the quote from AD's dad when back he was trying to get traded from the Pelicans when he publicly said that he did not want AD to get traded to Boston due to the way they do players dirty, like the IT situation. And
They did him
now here you
dirty.
have it.
They did him dirty.
But let me read that tweet though, or that quote just for like the context in case people out there forgot. So it says Anthony Davis Sr., father of Anthony Davis on his son's future. Boston. I would never want my son to play for Boston after what they'd done to Isaiah Thomas. No loyalty. Guy gives his heart and soul and they traded him. Anyone can print that. So, yeah, Lakers kind of had a little bit of a similar incident here.
Yup.
But
Yup.
at least they did win a championship together. So maybe slightly not as bad, but still a little bit. Yeah, still a very ugly divorce for sure. That
Mm-hmm.
goes without saying. Yeah, those are just a few things I wanted to point out. Oh, and one more thing. This is a little bit less, but it was just Luka on October 27th, 2023. It was just a mention on Dorian Finney-Smith because by that time they already traded him for a while. He pretty much just said, "That's my guy. I miss him so much, and I know we're going to play together again someday." Do you know? Teammates again. So, good for Luka and Dorian Finney-Smith. But yeah, those are just a few tweets I wanted to read in the meantime that I thought were interesting or relatable to the trade. Um, I mean, if I
What
see any more, I'll mention it as we go. But yeah,
what an insane day, dude! Like today was the WWE Royal Rumble. Kanye right now is being schizo on the Twitter timeline. We're like a week away from the Super Bowl, and now this the biggest trade in a long time. Like, what was the last trade that was this big? Kevin Durant, maybe.
I mean, like there have been big trades, but I just don't know which one was this big in the sense it involved like two superstars
One of
like this
them,
caliber.
a franchise player that like could have been their
Yeah.
franchise's goat. This is
Because like
crazy.
as you mentioned Kevin Durant, that was for sure a crazy trade, but it was not really like another superstar that was involved in the trade aside from KD. That's why I say like if we're talking about a trade similar to this that involves two superstars, I don't know when was the last time. Like it's been a while if you can't even think of it, honestly.
That's true. So the goal for this uh was just to let our emotions out, let it all out for this emergency podcast. We're gonna have the regular podcast out on Monday. I'm planning on uploading this ASAP. Probably, I feel like as soon as possible would be the best views wise. So that's my goal with this. But I feel like we had basically said our piece. But is there something you want to say before we head out in regards to this trade, in regards to Anthony Davis, Luka, any of that?
Pretty much just mirroring the fact that obviously this was a very crazy, unexpected news. When we saw the tweet, we thought it was fake, but literally we know it was real. Um, a lot of mixed reactions, of course. At the end of the day, just want to say thank you, Anthony Davis, for your I think 5.5 year run, really, technically. Or yeah, thank you, AD, for your 5.5 year run with the Lake Show. Um, I would not trade your time for anything else, honestly. I mean, people say what they want about Pelicans. We gave up quote unquote too much to get you. No, we didn't, honestly. Like, that was nothing compared to what the Clippers gave up to get Paul George, for example. Um, but yeah, and at the end of the day, those guys did not win a championship. We did, thanks in large part to your efforts. So I'll forever be grateful for Anthony Davis and his time on the Lakers. And I mean, maybe one day we see you back in a Lakers jersey. Might be a long shot, but that would be really cool if that did happen. And Memo mentioned he will be in line to get your jersey. I'm glad I got your jersey myself. Um, yeah, but just know when you do come back to LA to play against the Lakers, um, I am sure that the Lakers crowd should be giving you a warm welcome back. And to any fans that actually have the nerves to do otherwise, shame on them because that would be completely wrong. There was literally nothing this guy did wrong aside from stuff that he couldn't control. The injury side of things, he couldn't control any of that. But yeah, thank you, Anthony Davis, for your 5.5 year run in LA. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you nothing but the best in Dallas. As for getting Luka Doncic on the Lakers, um, welcome to LA, baby. Look forward to the team up between you and LeBron.
Yeah, like this, I have so much mixed emotions right now, but I do want to say, if somehow Anthony Davis is watching this for some reason, shout out to you, man. Like, I was a fan of you before you were a Laker. I was a fan of you when you were a Laker, and I will continue being a fan of you with Dallas or whatever happens throughout the rest of your career. I think you are a one of a kind talent. You are the brow, the one of the most talented power forwards of all time, and the fact that you came to the Lakers, won a chip, for a franchise that is so historic. How many rings do we have? Like 17, right? Like 17 chips under the belt. A bunch of legendary big men have played for this franchise, and you became one of them. You became a Lakers legend with your time. Although it was short, wish it was longer. You still became a Lakers legend due to the fact that you led the team and helped the team when they needed somebody like you. So shout out to you getting us a ring in 2020, one of the most difficult years in most people's lives. Being able to witness that was a pleasure. I will never forget that moment watching you guys win the chip in my living room, texting hoops right after, because of who else would I talk about this if it wasn't for him? Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm stuttering. But yeah, shout out to Anthony Davis. I'm gonna get that jersey, and yeah, I'm just gonna continue being an Anthony Davis fan till I die, hopefully. But yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to Luka. I'm excited that Luka is gonna be a Los Angeles Lakers. Well, similar situation. I guess, currently is my favorite point guard in the league, and now my favorite point guard in the league is gonna be a Laker. That's really cool. There's a lot of pressure that comes with being a Laker. Us Lakers fans are very emotional, very very passionate, as you can tell from uh, this episode of ours, this short little emergency podcast of ours. But you know, if you do great, we'll be happy. We'll be extremely grateful for your time. As long as you don't pull like a Dwight Howard during his first stint in LA, you'll be fine. But yeah, hopefully with Luka we could win a chip. There's a lot of things I am worried about at the moment. As like a guy that talks about the NBA every week, but as a Lakers fan, I am excited to see what happens. I'm nervous. I'm excited, but I can't wait. I can't wait for this. So, shout out to Luka. Shout out to Anthony Davis. I guess both organizations did you both very dirty. I feel bad for you guys and your families for having to go through all this. I honestly feel bad for the Mavs fans because I'm sure you guys are going through it right now. Anthony Davis is great. Please enjoy his presence because he is a phenomenal future Hall of Famer. But yeah, I guess that's it. Fuck Mark Cuban as always, and we're out this bitch. I guess. So, check out our socials. Check out the YouTube, the audio platforms. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Subscribe to the YouTube. Do all that. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, pretty much just mirroring what Memo said. Once again, thank you guys per usual for constantly supporting our channel. Wouldn't be where we are today without you guys. And yeah, this was one of those occasions where it was so big of a news that we could not wait
We
like
had
a
to.
full week to make this. Let's be real.
We had to.
It had to be dedicated to its own episode. Like, if we would have put this in the regular episode, that would be way too long of an episode because we would need to talk about our organic thoughts and all the other agenda. How organic, how much more organic could it be than to literally do it like less than an hour after the trade happened in real time?
Literally our first
So,
reactions.
so we thought this was too good to pass up an opportunity. As for a trade, we will see how it goes down with due time. But as always, thank you guys for the support and stay tuned for our upcoming bangers because we got some good stuff coming.
Oh yeah, we got an episode Monday, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I guess we'll see you all Monday. Take care, everybody. Go Lakers. Goodbye.